Summertime, the wonderful outdoors, a chance to get out there, hike, bicycle, and do a variety of other things. But what happens if out there in the middle of the desolate great outdoors, something goes wrong? Takes us to this week's case. Involves a man from Michigan, Edward Bacon. Well, he was out hiking in New Hampshire. Hiking in New Hampshire by himself, and got into a remote area, and unfortunately a very severe weather front came in, blowing about. He was stranded there in New Hampshire. Became necessary for the state of New Hampshire to send in folks and to rescue him. Pulled off the mountaintop, got himself safe and sound. And then the state of New Hampshire sent him a bill for over $9,000. $9,000 for the rescue effort that was undertaken on his behalf. He said, "What is this all about? I was out there and hiking and something came about that I didn't anticipate, this very bad storm. And sure, you guys came out there to rescue me, but isn't this what you guys are trained to do and funded to do?" Well, on behalf of the state of New Hampshire, it was argued that, look, we have this new statute on the books. And when I say new statute on the books, it was passed in 2008, and this incident began in 2010. It takes it a while to get through the court systems. And under this statute, if you are there and if the state has to rescue you, the state can bill you for the reasonable cost of rescuing you. On his behalf, Mr. Bacon, through his attorneys, argued, no, isn't reasonable, because this was an unforeseen set of circumstances. The storm came up. I'd been paying attention to what was going on. I'd paid attention to the weather reports. I knew there was a possibility of some inclement weather, but I prepared for that. I'm up there, and this was not what I nor other people had anticipated, and sure, I got stuck out in the middle of nowhere. Stayed on the other side of the coin, said, wait, the weather reports made it very clear this was a bad news front that was coming in, and yes, you could have gotten stranded up there if you were subjected to being out in the middle of nowhere when this bad weather came in. Therefore, since this was all reasonably known, you are responsible for this over $9,000 bill to come out and rescue you. Well, interestingly enough, this case found its way all the way up to the New Hampshire Supreme Court. And up there, the New Hampshire Supreme Court looked at the facts, both sides, and came away saying, well, you know what? Search and rescue guys, you are right, you are right. You had to incur these expenses because you went up there to rescue a guy who should have paid more attention to the weather, should have better prepared for this, and should never have gotten himself into that kind of a fix to begin with. In view of that, we find that the state does have the ability to recover for the reasonable value of going up there to rescue him, and Mr. Bacon, you have to come up with over $9,000. In response to this, Mr. Bacon indicated that his hiking days in New Hampshire are over. He said he's looking to the western mountains to engage in his various hiking activities. Okay, we bring you this case as we bring you cases every week, so you understand how the law works. I'm David Allen.